So we we are live now. So let me just put the soundtrack going. Okay. So we are okay to go. So today we have Nexus from Gym Breakers to help us with the Guardian Cup. Nexus, thanks you once again to be here with me to see the Guardian Cup meta. Uh, Tell me about you something. What motivates you to PvP and what you think about this Guardian Cup for this next month?
Okay, so I'm Nexusillya from Germany. I've been reffing Gym Breakers for a year now, a bit more, and I started reffing like everywhere else as well. And yeah, what I enjoy most about PvP is the actual community and talking to people about it. I don't really play it anymore because the game's state is just pretty bad, but it's still fun to talk with people and be frustrated together.
Yeah, lag everywhere, bugs everywhere, third shields coming. Yes, it is a problematic with the game. I know.
Yeah, in German there's the saying, shared pain is half the pain.
Yeah. Man, but yeah, I feel the same. I also don't play anymore that much, so I feel the same that you. So, Guardian Cup, what you think? Silpha had make a few new cups. They are trying to motivate people to join Sylph because everyone is going to play JBL because the rewards and legend and the world champions coming. So what do you think the Sylph will do with the new thematics?
I absolutely love the idea of Guardian Cup, whereas it's dependent on what moves the Pokemon can learn. Like, it's super new, it's very different to what we had earlier, because now it's all about having that coverage moves in order to be allowed.
Yeah. In the first image we have the top fighting Pokemon with lots of picks. Most of them already been in other cups. I know Vigoroth is incredible safe swap and has been around for a few, so most people have it, but we have addition of other fighting types. There is any that you would recommend or something, or that you want to talk more about it?
Yeah, so as we all know, Vigoroth, absolute fan favorite. It's a counter user, doesn't have stab, however it does have the 10-turn body slam spam. Absolutely OP. Can flip essentially all matchups that aren't ghost types. Other than that, we've seen Toxicroak, Primeape, and Machamp before in Sylph Cups. Sometimes it's Cavalier. Very rarely Hitmontop and Blaziken, and haven't seen Failings yet, because it's usually just a worse Heracross due to the missing stab on the Megahorn. However, I think I can definitely see play for Hitmontop, as the Stone Edge and the Close Combat have just so much pressure and can one-hit KO most Pokemon.
Yeah. But for example, Blaziken will be off. Don't you think Blastburn and Brave Bird will make a coming in this Guardian Cup for Blaziken?
Blaziken is definitely interesting, but I'm afraid it's gonna lag behind the others, as it's weak to water types, which are probably gonna be fairly common.
Yeah. And they have Pelipper's coming also. Most people have Pelipper's already done for JBL, so probably Blaziken will not like very much this cup, but yeah, I think the Vigoroth, Hitmontop, like you said, are top meta for sure. So in the next we have the flyers that I was talking about. We have a mix of flying types. So next, in flying type, what should we go for?
So we have the obvious ones, like usually Pidgeot, Noctowl. Mantine always super good with that extra bulk and that debuff Bubble Beam. Skarmory as well, absolute staple everybody has when it feels like. So is Pelipper ever since it got Weather Ball, and despite the nerf, it's still very good. I can also see some play for Gliscor and Dragonite though. Golbat as well, Honchkrow not so much, but it's probably gonna be a pretty fun spice pick to have, as it can absolutely obliterate any fighting type with that Sky attack of his.
Yeah, but Honchkrow have the problem being part dark with the counters being neutral. So yeah, probably...
Yeah, just like Pidgeot and Noctowl, it will take them neutral.
Yeah.
And it's Squish AF, so
Yeah.
even resisted moves will still do a lot of damage, as opposed to for example, Mantine, which is pretty tanky,
Yeah.
especially in comparison with Honchkrow.
Yeah. And Dragonite will be the Dragon Breath of this cup, probably, or do you think people will...
I think Dragonite is definitely a strong contender, especially due to that fighting type resistance, thanks to its flying type, as well as the Dragon Claw, which is just such a good move with Stab, and the potential... I think Shadows are allowed, aren't they?
No Shadows
Shadows are
allowed.
banned?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
then just normal Dragonite. Potentially Dragon Tail as well, which would be way more helpful than Dragon Breath if you manage to sneak in a fast move, for example against other free turn fast move users like Skarmory.
Yeah. It seems so. Let me check Sylph. Since you asked me. The arena information, Guardian Cup. Let me see. So yeah, no Darks alone, no Mews, no Legendaries, and a list of bans that never ends. So yeah, a list of bans that is pretty big. Okay, now we don't have Lickitung, Medichance, Crafty, Altaria, Panchirisu, Obofet, Stunfisk, Umbreon, Mandibuzz, Volagai, Cofarigus, Obstagoon, Hypno, Chansey, Bastiodon, Diggersby, Tropius, and Lantern. So yeah, the big ones from level 15 are banned, so less picks there.
I'm very happy with that fairy type ban, because if they hadn't put that in, Azu would be allowed. Because Azu does learn Rock Smash.
Azu is a monster, so yeah. Azu is just a monster being there. Oh my god. Yeah, so back into the PowerPoint. The flyings you already talked about, so we now add the tanks. We just only choose 4, Steelix, Snorlax, Probopass, and Licky. What do you think about these 4?
Yeah, with Lickitung banned, obviously Licky and Snorlax are way more viable. I reckon Munchlax isn't allowed because it doesn't have a fighting type move or any of the other allowed typings.
Yeah.
In contrary to Licky and Snorlax, which do have attacks of those typings.
Yeah.
And yeah, while some of them might hard counter the flying types, like Probo and Steelix for the most part, Steelix, Mantine does have play against Steelix if you aren't running the spicy Thunderfang, and the Lickers just mostly out-tank them, like Dragonite or Pelipper, and just body out-spam the Skarmory.
Yeah.
Obviously losing to the fighting types, especially Vigoroth, which also resists the Lick.
Yeah. But if you have to choose one, which one you will choose?
I would probably go for Snorlax, because with that superpower it can obliterate a Vigoroth. With the Body Slam it can also still pressure fighting types like Machamp or Hitmontop. And with that superpower it can also put some massive pressure on the opposing Probopass, Snorlax, Lickys, and Steelixes.
Yeah, it seems perfect. Now, we have the water types. I already put out the flying part, so we have Empoleon, Amolga, and Rainy Castform. Probably you know the most of these three from past cups. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, Lamola's pretty rare pick. However, it is super tanky, super oppressive waterfall damage. Has that psychic coverage, which will take a while, just the same pace as Bastiodon needs to its moves.
Yeah.
However, the bulkiness just allows for it. Empoleon not as tanky, especially in comparison. However, the waterfall's also very oppressive from that, and the Hydro Cannon Drill Pack is just such a good combo. Rainy Cast Form, Water Gun, super quick, 12-turn Weather Balls all day long, and the Thunder to obliterate opposing water or flying types. Super good all around.
Yeah.
Very good roster.
Three gate picks probably, so people will mess around with those three. I would probably go with Rainy Cast Form just because, man, he's just a spammy and such a fun Pokemon to use, and have the coverage with Thunder that for me is pretty important when you have a cup with flying types.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Rainy Cast Form, while Empoleon has that resistance against flying type attacks, will be better, especially because of those fighting types, which hit Empoleon for super effective damage, potentially can farm it down with only one shield and then throw charge moves all day long.
Yeah. Is a big problem with the energy in the back line, so yeah. Probably, I would say Rainy Cast Form for the winning in the water types. So next we have the natural counters, the electric part. What do you think there on the electrics?
Yeah, the electric types obviously super interesting, especially because they beat most of those flying types. They have play against 3 out of 4 tanks. They are neutral against the fighters, except for Galf, which resists the fighting type counterattacks. But what you have to be aware of, all 4 of those are super squishy, and even the water types can just fast move them down if they shield enough. So they can just pressure them down. I think Electivire will probably be the best because of Ice Punch's perfect coverage against, for example, Dragonite, which it can just essentially one-hit KO.
Do you think Luxray will come up also with poison psychic?
Luxray is definitely interesting with the Psychic Fang, especially because it can easily bait with that and then throw a Wild Charge, which would obliterate any Pokemon really, with that -1 on defense.
Yeah, you also have the Galvantula that most people already know from JBL and previous cups, so probably Galvantula will also be around to counter fire and water types.
Yeah, Galf, absolute staple. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves or hates it.
Yeah.
The launches debuffing you all the way until you are at -2 or -3. Yeah, and the Volt Switch is also quite strong.
Yeah, and it's problematic. It's not that bulk. You already said that, but it's oppressive. And Volt Switch and Discharge and Lunge, you have always, most of times, have to shield. So yeah. So the next are the fire types that counters the electric types most. Solo Flame is kinda squishy and wild there, but what do you think about the fire ones? Any pick that will stand out?
Most fire types just outbulk the electric types, lose to the water types naturally. However, Talonflame especially loses to the electric types mostly if you don't shield at least once or twice, because it is getting hit super effective.
Yeah.
Macargo got that recent Incinerate and Rock Tomb update. I do believe that Incinerate will be the move to go for in this cup, unlike in Comet Cup where you wanted to run Rock Throw for the opposing Macargos, opposing Ninetales, etc.
Yeah.
And I still think that Double Nuke is the way to go with Stone Edge and Overheat, because Rock Tomb is just a strictly worse Stone Edge. The only thing even remotely good about it is the potential to debuff. And yeah, I think AWAC will probably be the best one, as it has that super good fighting type matchup with the ghost type.
Yeah. Let's go big or let's go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ninetales. What do you think?
Yeah, Ninetales always
Solar
pretty
Beam?
neutral.
Is there?
It just can absolutely annihilate a whole lineup if it has overheat. You just need to swap it out after the overheat because it will get its attack debuffed. However, the damage is just massive.
Yeah. So, we already talked about this now is the meta, all the meta. I will just put the arrows. There is one pick that we still haven't talked about that is on the center. So, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, Gourgeist, we have that 4 different sizes with the different defense, attack, and HP stats partially. It's super neutral against most things here, especially with that Hack Shadow Ball combo and the Seed Bombs. It resists the electric type's moves, except for Ice Punch, that is, and potentially Snarl from Manectric. Punch from Galf is neutral, but doesn't really do much. If Manectric manages to overheat you, you are gonna die, but it's not really usual to get overheated by a Manectric, because first of all you need to fight a Manectric, then you need to get overheated, and then you also need to no-shield that. Yeah, Gourgeist, Ghost type, obviously very good. It loses to most fire types, however it does have play due to its bulk and the Shadow Ball being just such a good move. Water types are naturally countered by it. The tanks have a pretty neutral day against it, except for, I'd say, Licky Licky, which is fairly positive due to that potential Shadow Ball that you can carry. And Steelix can have that crunch, however it doesn't do enough damage to one hit. And the flying types, while they do hit for super effective, they don't resist the Shadow Ball either, so they absolutely hate to see it. Fighting types, yeah, it's a Ghost type. What else is there to say? It just kills you.
So is the meta broken, or there is a play for other picks?
I think there's definitely counters to Gourgeist. For example, the Pidgeot and Noctowl, which absolutely hard counter it, just like they do with Alolan Marowak. Most fire types do still break that core breaker of a Mon, but I definitely think Gourgeist will have a very, very good first cup.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Nexus, there is any other pick that we probably miss that you want to talk about, or something like spicy that you would like to see on this meta?
I'm not quite sure whether there's much place for spice in this meta.
Yeah.
Especially with that Manectric already being on here. Manectric obviously being one of the spiciest Pokemon you can really run. But I guess, if I'd have to say, I definitely think that it would be interesting to see Gliscors, for example, as well. As they do have that very good matchup against the electric types, despite being a flying type. The Gourgeist will get Night Slash, the fire types will get Earthquake, the fighters are obviously just gonna get Wing Attack. And even Steelix or Probopass can take an Earthquake, so I think Gliscor is gonna be very, very good in this cup.
Yeah, seems perfect. Gliscor, also like say Swamp, for example, is pretty good and solid. Since most probably only water will wall, but even water types have to probably shield the Earthquake if are low in health. So let's see. So, Nexus, there is any final thoughts of this Guardian Cup? What you think about this month? And also, if you want to talk something, what you waiting for Gym Breakers this month also? You are free now.
I'm definitely looking forward to Gym Breakers this month, especially because we have that. We have added now that you can have different pairings in the group stage, so you can run 8 people against one team and completely throw them around against another team. And additionally, you are able. Captain America Civil War is better than Endgame. Unpopular opinion, indeed. Yeah, so as I was saying, also moves you are allowed to TM between different rounds, So between semis and finals, for example. So there is definitely Pokemon that will profit from that a lot, especially because we get rid of the CP system. You won't have to register CP. So for example, with Alolan Marowak, while normally you can run Flame Fire Blast, you are allowed to just change your AWAC to one that has Shadow Bone, even if it has different CP. You will have to play the same one against the same team, obviously. So if you run it against one opponent, you have to run the same thing against the other one. However, you are allowed to switch between rounds.
So, lots of news from Gym Breakers. I still didn't read about it. I hope more people join the Gym Breakers because it's a competitive side of Sylph that is just amazing to put everyone together. And the staff and the referees are just amazing. Not that I do part, but everyone is just amazing to give time to play and help others to play and make PvP as great as is. Fire 600 to be strong type, yeah. So Nexus, I want to let you end the video today. Since is our first video in English. Also, thanks once again to be a part. I hope you had liked the talk about Guardian Cup, and I hope to see you in the next videos where I am already full and special with my English, not Russian like you speak very well. So Nexus, the end of the video is yours. So feel free.
Yeah, obviously, thanks for inviting me over to help you with the first English video you make at the first English stream, if I heard that correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. Lucky Roo will probably answer them, I'm guessing, with a hopefully educated opinion.
Yes. And very good English, better that I sound in this life. So, yeah. Nexus.
Writing is easier than speaking.
Yeah, for sure. Man, thanks once again. Good luck with your stream for Gym Breakers also. So, we are done for today. I hope everyone has liked the video. Please consider subscribe the YouTube channel. Also follow us on Twitch. We are trying to make more videos in English for you. Also we have lots of videos in Portuguese if you don't mind listen. A guy dressed like a Pikachu talking in Portuguese. We also have now a Pikachu talking in English. So thanks and see you in the next video.